Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Black Ops 4 video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my best tips and tricks for how to get those easy and fast headshots. I'm just trying to promote working smarter, not harder. That's what I've always been about. I still work a normal job, and when I come home after a hard day's work, I don't want to just be sitting there for like hours at a time trying to get these headshots. I want to get them right away. I'm talking about within 5 to 6 games. It is highly possible with these tips and tricks I'm about to share with you guys. These tips are very comprehensive, so I will leave some timestamps down in the description because I'm a cool guy. I'm a cool guy. You can look in the description and skip to which parts of the video that you're most interested in. But for those who really want to truly learn the essence of getting faster headshots, then please watch the video from start to end. I'm going to be going over the best game mode to play, the best class setup, the best specialist, and how exactly to execute getting around 12 to 20 headshots per game. Now, if you do the math, you could complete a headshot challenge in about 5 games. Simple as that. All right, so my first tip to get headshots easier and faster is to play free-for-all. Now, the reason why we want to play free-for-all is because let's think about it. There's less players in the game with you, which means more interactions for one-on-one gunfights. Now you might be asking, why do I need to be in one-on-one gunfights? Well, if you've ever been in a situation in a normal game mode like TDM or domination, when you're trying to kill one of their teammates, best believe there's going to be another teammate trying to kill you. With free-for-all, you get to focus on one task and one task only, and that's just to kill the man in front of you and get that headshot. So that's all that really matters in free-for-all. You're not really going to encounter going against 3 people at a time, maybe 2 at most in free-for-all, but that is very rare. But it's completely doable. I've gotten double headshots in those situations. And the other thing that I like about playing free-for-all for headshots is that you can utilize a strategy, meaning holding an area down, patrolling the spawns to where the enemies are spawning from, and just pick them off one by one. All right, now let's talk about the best class setup. So right here, I got an example here. Don't worry about the weapon. Let's focus more on the perks first. Actually, let's start off with the gear. So equipment charge is very important. You're going to be using this so you can earn your specialist weapon and specialist ability a lot quicker and faster. So I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but this is just what you need to know for now, is to use the equipment charge. Equipment and specialist weapons charge faster, so we're going to get into that in a little bit. So for perks, we're going to be using scavenger so we can replenish our ammo as we kill enemies, so that we don't have to pick up another weapon, because obviously we're going to be working on getting headshots for a specific weapon. If you pick up a random weapon and you're out of ammo, then you're basically wasting your time. You're not making good productive use of your time in game, because obviously this is about getting more headshots faster. Now the second perk is gung ho. This is going to be particularly useful in what we're doing, because half of the time you are going to be engaging in one-on-one gunfights with people, and using gung ho is going to allow you to fire your weapon and use your equipment while sprinting, and this is going to be helpful in winning those gunfights and aiming at their head and getting the easy kill. For perk 3 slots, you're going to be using a combo of dead silence and tracker. Now dead silence is an obvious one. If you're in free-for-all, you could hear everybody's footsteps. All the newbies, they don't run dead silence, but you are not a noob, okay? You are a Turbo Man subscriber or watcher who's going to be converted into a subscriber very soon. So with dead silence, you are going to make your footsteps obviously silent, and it'll keep you off of the radar for those players who are using acoustic sensor, because acoustic sensor is very deadly in free-for-all. You can hear everybody's footsteps a lot louder, and dead silence will help minimize those unneeded deaths that don't need to happen. So the next one is going to be tracker. Now this one's very interesting because it is to see the digital imprint of enemy footsteps and receive an alert on your heads-up display when revealed in enemy fog of war. Now the main reason why I like this is because you're able to literally see where enemies have gone that are nearby and follow their footsteps. It will show you on your screen where they're at. It'll lead you to them, and then what do? Pre-aim and get ready to fire and shoot at their head. That's why I like tracker, because it especially helps if you haven't called in your UAV yet, which we will get to in a little bit. So as for weapons go, I would highly recommend using a reflex sight no matter what weapon it is. That's just my personal preference. Maybe you guys like using ELO or holographic. Me personally, I find the most success using the reflex sight if I'm trying to go for headshots. Now the next one is very important, especially since we're playing free-for-all here, is the suppressor. Okay, so the suppressor is obviously going to keep you off of the minimap when you're firing your weapon. What this does is it helps you stay alive longer, and it does not alert the enemies that are around and say like, oh, I see this guy here, he's firing his weapon, you know, let me go over there and check it out. You know, no, that's not going to happen because you're using suppressor. Now I understand that other weapons, they don't allow you to use a suppressor, like the Maddox for example, or the ICR, but that's okay. This strategy will still work, don't worry. But if you're using a weapon that allows you to enable the suppressor, highly recommend it. Okay, so now the next thing I would recommend to equip if you don't have a suppressor on your weapon is a laser sight. I've used this on the Maddox before and it turned out great. So what the laser sight it helps you do is it improves your hip fire accuracy. When you go and engage in a one-on-one gunfight with an enemy, you're going to hip fire and you're going to aim for their head. Using this attachment will definitely help aim in on their head a lot better than without the attachment. So that's how I would personally optimize your class setup when you're trying to go for headshots. So this is the perks and attachments and equipment that I highly recommend that you guys use when you're going for these headshots. All right, so now let's talk about the best specialist. The best specialist to use for getting headshots is the Prophet. This guy is the best. I don't see any others being a viable option for this one because he has the Tempest weapon. Okay, the Tempest weapon. The Tempest weapon is the weapon that shoots out that electricity and it stuns the enemies, makes them crawling on the floor. The cool thing about this is that when they're crawling on the floor, just switch back to your normal weapon and then shoot and aim at their head. It doesn't get any much easier than that. Now with this, you could try this in domination or hardpoint. You know, I think those would be really good game modes if you're trying to get multiple headshots at one time. You could try that since the Tempest does allow you to get chain kills that way. So that would be an extra little tip and trick, but I personally wouldn't do it. I like to just focus on free-for-all myself personally, but hey, I gave you that option. You can use it if you want to. Don't get tempted to fire the Tempest more than once, because if you fire it more than once, then you're gonna kill the enemy, and like I said earlier, you're not making very good use of your time. It's not productive. You need to switch back to your normal weapon, get that headshot, and move on. Now the second thing I really like about the Prophet for getting headshots is the Seeker Mine. This thing is amazing. You can earn this with at least 4 to 6 times in a free-for-all match, depending on how long the match lasts for, and those are guaranteed headshots. All you have to do is deploy the Seeker Mine and then follow it as fast as you can, because it's gonna go to the nearest opponent nearby, and once they're stunned, it's simple. It's a wrap, man. All you gotta do is aim in and shoot them at the head. If possible, try to shoot them from behind. When they're in front, the enemy can still either pull the plug and free themselves from the Seeker Mine or hip fire at you while they're stunned. It's best to approach it as safely as possible, but most of the time I haven't had any issues with it. And that's why we're going back to using the equipment charge, so that you can earn both your Tempest and your Seeker Mine faster at the same time. All right, so that's basically the gist of it. Let me just talk about a few little more extra tips and tricks here. So when you're running around the map and you don't have your Seeker Mine anymore, or you don't have your Tempest equipped, ideally we would want to flank people, because when you flank them from behind, obviously your chances of getting a headshot are going to be that much easier, especially with using the tracker perk that I told you guys to equip. You're going to be able to just run around the map, see some footprints, and then follow it to wherever it leads you. And you want to make sure you try your absolute best to aim for the head, you know, especially when you got them shocked. Do it in a timely manner and shoot them directly in the head, because there's been times where I've shot them too sporadically and I've ended up shooting them in the body, and I just wasted my Tempest or my Seeker Mine. So yeah guys, that's all of the tips and tricks I have for today. Like I said before, I've completed my headshot challenges in about 4 to 5 games. It's pretty simple guys, it's super easy. So yeah, like I said guys, you can average between 12 to 20 headshots. I was able to complete the GKS challenge in about 5 to 6 games, and that's pretty good for me. I mean, I feel like the GKS is one of the worst SMGs or guns in the game, and I was able to complete it that fast and efficiently. So if you're looking for something that's fast and efficient, time saving, then this video is for you. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a like please if you did find it at least helpful. Share it with some friends, they might be able to find this information helpful as well. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Turn them notifications on so you don't miss another tips and tricks video or class setup video or live gameplay video from yours truly. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.